What's going on, YouTube family? Another video from myself, K Souls. Like, comment, subscribe. Today I want to talk about this whole Drake and UMG lawsuit. My main question is that, is Drake bringing censorship to hip hop? That's my main question right now, because if this lawsuit works out in his favor, we're gonna have to rethink battle rap and rethink what we say in hip-hop, meaning the lyrics, the songwriting, and what's allowed and what's not allowed, all of that stuff. It's crazy right now because obviously at first it was just, I think they call it a petition, it was just a document that was released to seek information, I guess, towards a lawsuit, but people thought he was just pulling their bluff and it was going to be a settlement situation or whatever and it'll be over with. But it's actually gone to a proper lawsuit now. And the reason why it stood out to me, this situation, is because I saw it in The Guardian. And a lot of people in UK will know what I'm talking about when it comes to The Guardian. But as for people from other countries, The Guardian is basically a newspaper or media outlet, because obviously they've got online and, you know, it's everywhere. It's just a media outlet that usually covers like global news, but it's not really in the urban culture. They don't really cover urban culture. So it made me realize that this situation, obviously I know Drake is a crossover artist. He's not just an urban artist. He's kind of like a pop star. But this kind of shows me how big this case is, and like how it's all over the world. Like it's a big thing. And it just kind of surprised me that they covered it too. Do you know what I mean? Or, you know, I know where I go to get different types of news. I don't really look out for news like that. I mean, I scroll on my phone and, you know, I come across things, and if I want to do more research, I'll go into it. But it just came to me, the information, the article from Guardian about this whole lawsuit, and it was like, wow, this is actually a thing, and obviously everyone's talking about it. All the content creators, you know, all the media blogs, and you know, so it's a big thing, and it could change the direction of hip hop, to be honest. But let's get into it, man. I've even written notes for this. Obviously, they say that this is a lawsuit directed at UMG, so Drake and his legal team, which they call Frozen Moments, they are suing UMG. But the main thing about this lawsuit is it's not really UMG. Well, it is UMG as a company, but it's directed at Not Like Us, Kendrick's track Not Like Us. And Not Like Us was such a successful song. It wasn't just like a battle song that won the battle. It actually was a hit. They claim that the label made it a hit, but either way, it was a hit. It hit #1 on the Hot 100 Billboard charts. It's nominated for 5 Grammys. So, do you know what I mean? It's a big hit. And unfortunately, it's a song that this is Drake and calls him a PDF file. And that's the problem. I've made a video about the battle and all of that already. But the thing that we're used to in hip hop is when it comes to battle rap, you're kind of allowed to say anything. Anything kind of goes. Yes, I agree there should be some sort of limitation, right? But then I have always looked at it as, if you're not thick-skinned and you're not really ready to enter that arena, yeah, you shouldn't even battle. Like, you can just be an artist that makes music. You can be a rapper that writes songs according to what you want to write about. You don't even need to enter the battle world. Just don't enter it. Only enter that scene if you got that resilience and you're thick-skinned and can take insults about you and your family, because that could happen. I've seen it in all these underground battles, URL, Smack, all of that, them kind of, even Pen Game. yeah, all of those platforms, I rate the rappers that go in it because they're thick skinned. They can give out. They don't get like, they don't get. It don't. Sometimes it turns into fights and all of that, but not all the time. And I think there are more successful battles that stay there than the ones that actually turn into real beef. Do you know what I mean? So that's what we're used to. Now, the thing that a lot of people are saying, and the point he makes and speaks about a lot in his lawsuit, is that, they called him a PDF file, and that's the defamation. So the lawsuit is actually a defamation case, right? Again, the way I see it is quite is weird because on one hand, right, I don't think people really believe that. I believe a lot of us, okay, so the hip hop people, like the people that were into the battle, we just know that this was used against Drake, yeah, to wound him. Not really, like it doesn't go past that. A lot of us that do listen to Drake are gonna listen to Drake again anyway. Like he's not in a position like R. Kelly where we're all looking at him funny. And even though some people will still listen to R. Kelly, but I don't think the majority of people are looking at Drake funny or would have. I don't think it's believable. Like I don't think he's that. But you know what? On the other hand, for him to be ready to take this to the courts and fight this, he must be so confident in himself that he's far from that he has to call it a defamation. And on top of that, I hope he's so prepared and knows what he's doing that there's no evidence of any funny stuff, because we know how the industry works. A lot of people, when they try to go against, are we going to call it the machine or the big entities in the industry, yeah, scandals come out about them. So this will be the perfect time for these companies to do their research and catch Drake out in any act that could be looked at as PDF file behavior, basically. So I'm sure he's not a silly man. Like, this is Drake. So I feel that he's so sure of himself, so he's ready to go down this route. You get what I'm saying? But if there's anything out there, then this ain't the wisest thing to do, because now you'll make it a thing. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't think it's a thing. I think, okay, yeah, he mentions people, were sending threats, people were doing this, he's kind of made everything that went wrong around that period, he's kind of blamed it on the song. But what my thing is that two things. One, again, I don't think it's that deep. I don't reckon the majority, obviously you're going to get mad people, whatever, but I don't reckon the majority of people actually believe that, because there was still so many people glazing him still. There were so many people glazing him during this beef. There's still people glazing him to this day. There's people that claim he's doing something for hip hop, he's saving the industry. Like, people don't really believe that he's a PDF file. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So, Kendrick did not change public perception about his love life or who he dates. I reckon he kind of did that himself. And what Kendrick actually did is explain to the world that this man is not like us, meaning this man is not, he's not like us that really live the hip hop culture, which is basically urban people and mostly black people, right? He's basically saying he's not like us. Right? And I'm sorry, I have to be honest, with everything that's going on with this case, he's proving it more and more. All the moves he's making, he's proving it. So why don't we focus on that rather than the PDF situation? Because, like I said, he's not been arrested, and I do not believe that people wholeheartedly feel that. People will question his behavior because it's a known fact that older guys with money tend to date younger girls, younger, fresh girls. And I'm not talking about girls that are underage or that don't meet the age of consent. But it could still be in a consensual setting. It just means they could just be the younger spectrum of what's acceptable. Do you get what I'm saying? And he is come out that he's done that, and obviously he flirted with that younger girl on stage, and you know, there's been all these rumors, you know. So those are things that we can look at him funny about, but it's not PDF file behavior. So it's just a bit funny, like it's just a bit, you look at him funny, like sometimes older guys don't need to date the youngest girl just because she's of the age of consent. That's how far I think that statement goes. Obviously, Kendrick said it in the harshest way and claimed that he is that, but like I said, it's battle rap. And I don't know, unless he's actually lost brand deals, which then I hear it, but as far as I can see, up until he added this layer of sore loser energy, or he was still Drake. And like I said, if he had gone away for some time and came back, he might have still took back control of his reputation and been respected again. But he chose this route, and I don't know what it means. But anyway, so yeah, now the reason why I posed the question, is he bringing censorship to hip hop, is because if he wins this case, right, then a lot of other people might get the idea that's been dissed in hip hop or that don't like what has been said in lyrics, might get the idea and decide to sue. Not saying everyone will win, but it now puts that seed in the game. And then what that does is it limits battle rap on a global basis. The reason why I say that is because underground battle rap will always be underground battle rap. No one's there to sue, no one's like, everyone's there to slug it out, and that's how hip hop is in that world. But what we saw with Drake and Kendrick is two big stars, one that's damn near a pop star, and then the other one that is that's respected highly in hip hop, right? And they went at it and we all enjoyed it. If now that was to happen again after this lawsuit, people will have to be very careful what they say. And then you get the critiques now that will say, oh, no one's saying nothing to each other. They're not, that's not beef. That's not, we're used to foul behavior. And unfortunately, right, I'm not saying it's right, but none of us were complaining about it before. It's only Drake that has now complained about it. Do you get what I'm saying? So people will now have to be very careful with their lyrics. And people kind of do anyway, because like if you are really living a street life, yeah, and you get on record and say it, it will come up in court if you get caught for anything. Do you know what I mean? But with what Drake's doing, it's now bringing that whole suing thing to hip hop, and it's gonna make people think twice about what they say, and people have to be careful. And none of us really want that. We want to see the we want to see the toxic lyrics. Do you know what I mean? And I feel weird saying that because it is mad. But as long as the people that are involved are willing to go there, then you should be willing to take it. Drake did tell Kendrick to drop, and he did say on TaylorMade, talk about me liking young girls. Like, he gave him he laid down the carpet for him, and Kendrick walked over that carpet and then dog walked him off the carpet. And that's just what it is, like. But unfortunately now, with this lawsuit, he may be bringing censorship. I don't know if it will have that much effect. What I will also say now, yeah, is it's annoying what's going on, right? And everyone's judging Drake and looking at him funny. But I had one thought, and I looked at it and I thought, what if, yeah, hear my analogy, right? What if Drake, and I'm not saying this to violate or whatever, like, big up Drake, but what if, right, Drake is just a paid actor, And what I mean by that is, and was always just a paid actor. The reason why I'm saying that is because obviously he was in that show Degrassi. He was an actor before he was a rapper. He came into the scene and he came in as, you know, kind of like a Kanye, like that kind of not so gangster dude, speaks my heart on songs, but I can rap well. I don't really fit into the whole persona of a gangster rapper. A bit corny, but I get all the girls and I'm cool at the same time. Then he started doing the whole mob ties thing. I've got gangsters around me. And then he changed as his career unfolded, he became different characters. That's why he then went to the guy that was like the little yachty guy that had braids and, you know, doing all the colourful things with his hair, painting nails, all of that stuff, right? He always played a character, always had the backing of the label to do so. Something went wrong in this rap battle, whether it was Kendrick outsmarting him, whether it was the label backing Kendrick and doing all the games that he claims they were doing. Yeah, either way, something went wrong. The moment something went wrong and he realised what the public perception was and the outcome of that battle, maybe he dropped the character and thought, no, this is now affecting me and my family and my house and my name, like not even just Drake, Aubrey, yeah. I'm coming out of character and I'm suing. Because that's the only way I can make sense of him suing. There's one last way I will say to play advocate, but this is one way I will make sense. Because we expect a certain code with a hip-hop artist or someone from the streets or whatever. But the truth is, if he don't live by that code and he feels no way about the rep behind what he's doing, the reputation or the outcome, that means he has completely left the Drake character and the whole mob tie thing and decided that now I'm Aubrey and I'm suing because my name's affected. That's what it means. Like, so a lot of us are holding him to the standard of hip-hop or the culture. But Kendrick told us he's not like us. Also, if he was just playing a character, then all these things don't apply to him. He's just playing a character. So what if all this time he was what you may call a plant, even though he makes good music and I won't take that away from him. But what if everything was all to keep up this persona? Only grace I would give this case, not that I'm anyone important to give Drake grace, but for me, the only way I would be like, you know what, I get what Drake's doing, is basically if Drake can prove that the label did perform practices against him in order to assist Kendrick in taking him out, yeah, and those practices that they performed, they've never done for him or anyone else, yeah, in battle. So basically, if the label now turn around and say, well, whatever we did for Kendrick, we did the same thing for you in your career, or against Meek Mill, you know, when he embarrassed Meek Mill, if they can prove that they performed those practices and they did the same thing for him in his career, he has no leg to stand on. And he's definitely being a sore loser. And it also proves that karma is definitely a bitch, because whatever goes around will come back at you. And obviously, it came back at him. So, but if that's not the case, and everything with him has been organic and fair, yeah, then I hear him in it. Then he should go sue away. But if that's not the case, and they've used the same practices they used for Kendrick, for you in the past or whatever, for Drake in the past, then he has no leg to stand on and he just has to hold the L. The last thing I'll say with all the harassment claims and all of these things that have happened to him, again, like I said earlier, I don't really think it's just based off Not Like Us, the track, or based on the fact that he was called a PDF file. I don't believe it's based on a case of defamation. I think there's always been Drake haters. He spoke about his haters. He's got beef with other people that we don't know about. He's taken man's girls, like man's women's. He slept with men's wives. Like there's people, a lot of people that are probably against him, right? So he can't just pull it all down to that one song. Another thing that people need to realize, and all the upcoming rappers and artists and musicians, listen, when you enter a game like this, yeah, the main reason why it is well paid, right, when you reach high levels, like to pop star levels, is because you also take on a big risk. And that risk is that anything could go wrong at any time. Your reputation is always at stake because there are so many eyes on you. Yeah? Someone says the wrong thing about you, or someone with a voice says the wrong thing about you, it can change public perception depending on how powerful that voice is and depending on your behavior. Basically, you're judged every minute. Yeah, you kind of give away your privacy, and that's why it's high paid. So I think a lot of Drake's problems is the fact that he is number one and he is a pop star. And any pop star, that's why some of them go crazy, like, because the pressure is a lot. So I think, yeah, a lot of that talk in the lawsuit is based on being a celebrity, and he is a celebrity, so a lot of these things are going to happen, battle or no battle. Even if you go and say the wrong thing in an interview, if you say the wrong thing in a song that people don't agree with, you face the court of public judgment. I don't think originally there was anything said that Drake couldn't bounce back from. I think he let the pressure of that season get to him and snapped. Anyway, to sum up, let's just see how this unfolds. It's quite interesting. We've never seen this in hip-hop at this level before. But like I said, I'm saying everything, even though I've said everything I've said, I still rate Drake as an artist, but this has kind of let him down. And I don't really think he cares about the industry or hip-hop anymore. I think he's on his way out, however that looks, whether he'll take on more of a executive role in music or whether he's done. But the main thing is, for him to do this, it shows like no care for the culture, and like, I don't even believe he's trying to help the industry, because when it was working in his favor, he didn't have a problem with it. Do you know what I mean? So let's see how it goes, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace out.